Hey, John here. If you've ever had problems with string skipping, then stick around because I'm going to show you a way to use hybrid picking to make string skipping way easier and way smoother. Also, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter and you'll get access to 17 free lessons straight away, and then you get a series of exclusive lessons, both in text and also video, that you won't find anywhere else. Here's the slow version. We start on the 9th fret of the D string. This lick is based on the E harmonic minor scale, and we're going to spend most of our time here using this D sharp diminished 7th arpeggio, which is the 7th chord of the key. I'm going to go quite quickly here, so tag along, and if you have trouble following this, either rewind or sign up for my Patreon where you get all the tabs with all the details. We're starting on the 9th fret of the D string. The way that I play this is down, pull off, and then alternate pick on the A string. If you do this correctly, you will end up with a downstroke on the D sharp here. After that scale run, we're going to go straight into the diminished 7th arpeggios, and they're going to be organized in 2-1-2 patterns. A 2-1-2 pattern is simply what the name suggests: 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes. So the sequence goes like this: down, hammer, M, A, down, M, A, hammer. Then we apply that to the next string group. Still a 2-1-2 shape. You're starting on this note. You have to compensate for the B string, which means that the shape is actually easier to play in this case. So we're going to have 7, 10, 8, 7, 10. Same sequence. Move up to the G string. Again, compensating for the B string. We have pretty much the same shape. The only difference is that the middle note will be here instead of here. So we got same sequence. Move up 1.5 step with a downstroke. The next section is going to use these notes: 14, 11, 13, 14, 11, 13, 10, 12, 9. I'm going to divide the sequence up into one beat at a time, and I'm also going to go into the first note of the next beat. So we're going to get 5 notes, but technically it's going to be 4 notes per beat. So to demonstrate this, if you look at this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this note should not be repeated when you play the entire thing, but it's important to practice the connections anyway. So the first sequence is going to go like this: down, pull off, down, M, down. Then we restart from this note, and we're going to go down, M, down, hammer, down. Then we're going to go down, M, down, hammer, down. And finally, down, M, down, hammer, down. And once we get to this point, we're going to play it like this. Or you could do it this way. I'm going to leave that up to you, but I play it this way. So the whole descending section again. What you just heard was an example of how you can use hybrid picking to make string skipping easier. I'm going to show you the sequence that I just played. I used the E minor pentatonic scale here, 3 notes per string, with kind of a stretchy position. And you don't need to use that initially. I would actually suggest that you use my finger pattern thing, which won't sound as nice, but it will help you to get this pattern into your fingers without breaking them. So I highly suggest that you try that first, and if you want to stick to this pentatonic thing, do it higher up on the neck, because again, no lick or exercise is worth hurting your hands for. So first of all, I'm just going to demonstrate the sequence, exactly how I played it, and then I'm going to show you how you can apply this with the 4 different 3-note per string fingering options. So start here on the 7th fret of the A string. The notes will be 7, 10, 12 on the A string, 7, 9, 12 on the G string, 7, 10, 12 on the high E string. Initially, we just ascend up the scale. And the way that I pick this is down, hammer, hammer, M, hammer, hammer, down. And then I just do a turnaround like this. So basically, hammer, hammer, pull off, pull off. That gives me time to go back to the G string again with a downstroke. Then I'm playing this thing. So it's at this point where you can really see the benefit of the hybrid picking, because you have to go back to the high E string again and jump down to the G string, which is at this tempo is quite difficult if you have to do it with picking. Not impossible, but way more difficult than just doing that with your fingers. So again, from this point, and then I repeat that on the next string group. So from the A string, and then we just restart the whole thing. So the entire thing looped a couple of times will sound like this. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you want to practice this with the 4 different 3-note per string fingerings, which would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So if I start out from this position and do 1, 2, 3, it's gonna go like this. Right, and then 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. And finally 2, 3, 4. Then you can just move it up and down the neck, but I would also suggest that you try it on the next string group. So you move everything down 1 string. So 1, 2, 4, for example, from the low E string would go like this. Rest is the same. And of course you can apply this to the pentatonic version as well. So if I move it down here, I'm going to be in the B minor pentatonic. Of course you could keep it to E minor pentatonic if you want when you change string groups as well. You just change the F sharp up to G again. So but even if you're still in E minor, I kind of like the sound of the F sharp. You get the 9th, or 2nd note of the scale. So experiment with that stuff, but again, make sure that you don't hurt yourself when you work on this.